Hello there. Happy Sunday afternoon. Just making sure I'm right where I need to be. And I am. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday afternoon. My name is Dawn Bourgette. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator who's kind of addicted to paper, inks, stamps, and all that good stuff. So I'm glad that you're here today. If you have found me by accident, I'm glad that you have. Go ahead and share this with your friends. Go ahead and click the share button. Also, you'll see this goofy looking QR code. If you'd like to be part of my newsletter, I would love to have you. Go ahead and open up that camera on your smartphone and it will read this QR code. It's pretty cool. And it will take you right to a link where you can go ahead and sign up for my newsletter. I'd love to have you join us. Usually there's weekly news and all that other good stuff as far as what's happening here at the chalet, along with Stampin' Up! Also, we have our March host code that's going on until the end of this month. It's hard to believe we're almost into the middle of March. It seems like it just started. I don't know where the time goes. Craziness. I see that a couple of you have joined on. Go ahead and say hello and let me know where you're viewing from. I'm going to warn you guys right now, I have a bit of a cold yet. I'm still trying to shake. I've been eating cough drops for the past hour to see if I can make this through about an hour without hacking in your ears. So let's hope for the best on that one. All right, let's see here what's going on at the chalet. Coming up, hard to believe we're going to talk about a little bit of April. We just had our celebration. That was fun. That was on Saturday. And hello. See who joined. Hey, Carol. Hello. Hi, Claudia. Hi, Kristen. Happy Sunday afternoon. Thanks, you guys, for joining. You're awesome. So we have coming up our hot air balloon product-based class. And basically, I just turned that off as far as the sign up on that one. So sorry about that. Oh, and by the way, I'm on the wrong page. That helps, doesn't it? Maybe I did have too many cough drops today. Oh my goodness. I'll tell you what. Let's go back to this for a minute. We'll talk about this before we talk about the classes. Let's start over. All right. Sorry about that, guys. If you haven't already, make sure to join my Facebook group. It's Dawn's Creative Chalet Community. Also, my YouTube channel is Dawn's Creative Chalet. If you haven't subscribed, please do so and hit that little black, or hit the bell. It will turn black, and that will give you all the notifications as I add things to YouTube and do more with YouTube. Also, of course, my blog, it's ready to rock and roll as soon as we're done here. So if you want to get some more nitty-gritty information, the shopping list, all that good stuff, that will be at dawnscreativechalet.com, and I will upload this Facebook Live to it once we're done sharing time together. Also, once again, my online store, which is dawnscreativechalet.stampinup.net. And back to classes. Oh my goodness sakes. So the hot air balloon class, which was on Thursday, March the 28th, has just closed. But anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to playing with those balloons. Have any of you guys been on a hot air balloon? I've always wanted to. I don't know. Anyway, okay, onward to the Sip and Stamp. I should have put that as April. That's silly. April 5th is going to be the next Sip and Stamp over at Starbucks in Ludington, Michigan. And then also as we get into April, on Thursday, the 11th of April at 10 a.m., 1 p.m. or 6:30, we have our creative card class. And then we also advance into the latter part on the 18th. I bumped it up 1 week. This is going to be a product class. I might change this up from Trusty Tools. Got to keep you guys on your toes. Hey, Debbie. Hi. Happy Sunday afternoon. It's good to see you here. Anyway, I'm thinking about changing it up. And I don't normally do this. Usually once things are set, they're set. I don't know. I love that Notes in Nature. We're going to change it up to that instead. So that I got to change that up. But anyway, that's all right, right? Okay. And then let's see here. Today's the 10th, isn't it? So today's the last day in case you want to get that March Paper Pumpkin kit. It has that additional stamp set. It's a little gift for us. Paper Pumpkin, their birthday is in March. So they're celebrating by giving us a little extra treat, which I kind of like. So anyway, if you want to sign up for that, make sure to do so by today. My gosh. Yes, it is the 10th. Oh my gosh, you guys, the sunshine's coming through my window. If you are in Michigan, you know, we did get snow overnight. It's crazy, like at least an inch of snow. It's covered our lawn. It's not good. Anyway, back to this. I know, squirrel moments, right? Squirrel moments. So if you want to grab that up, make sure to do so by today, because then we're going to start signing up for the April kit. Online exclusives. If you haven't already been to my online store, make sure to check it out. Earlier in the month, Stampin' Up! Added some great things to the online store. And this is just one of them, which is called Simply Zinnias. It is absolutely beautiful. This does not do it justice at all. It's bright, beautiful, very spring-like. And the other bundle that I'm really loving that they don't feature on this little handout is the Latte Love bundle, or that whole suite of product is really cute. Hey, Judy. Hello. Happy Sunday afternoon. My gosh, it's so good to see you guys. Anyway, so check it out. There's a lot of stuff that they added there, things that will not be in any publication. So I just hate to have you guys miss out on that. And if you have any questions about it, just reach out to me. I can always help you along with it. And then also, just want to mention to you guys, you're like, yeah, we've seen that before. So this catalog, our annual catalog, and the mini catalog, these two are both going to retire the end of April. It's crazy to believe, right? I mean, it just seems like we just got this annual catalog not that long ago. So anyway, as this approaches its expiration date, we're going to see retirement lists soon. I'm not sure exactly when. Usually it's the first part of the month before the new catalog goes live. So I'm thinking the first part of April-ish. And also, with that being said, if you guys love those in colors that we've had for 2 years, they're going to be retiring. So if there's anything that you would like that is in color, as far as Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party, and oh my goodness, Orchid Oasis, Starry Sky, and Tahitian Tide, I think is the other. Yeah. So anyway, if you love those, as far as the ink refill, the markers, the ribbons, the DSP, all the things with those colors in it are definitely retiring. So make sure to stock up if you haven't already. So just an FYI on that. And by the way, I am taking off for Houston to a Stampin' Up! Event this week called On Stage, and they are going to be showing us new product from the new annual catalog. So that's really exciting. So make sure to stay tuned to either my group or right here, because I'll be posting some things as far as some new stuff and give you guys some sneak peeks. Did you really, Judy? You're smart. You're a savvy shopper, my friend. So anyway, today is a couple of Easter cards that I wanted to showcase with you guys. It's a couple of cards that we did for card class last week, and I saved a couple just to share them with you guys as well, because I figured it's kind of appropriate. Before we know it, Easter will be here. It's the end of this month on March 31st. So with that being said, let me show you what we have to offer in the mini catalog as far as Easter and Passover. So here's Excellent Eggs. It's a bundle. It comes with dies. I'll show this to you guys really quick, just so you can take a peekie. And it doesn't look like much, but they're a lot of fun to play with. Anyway, and I'll show you a couple samples from those. Basically, we're just going to use the sentiments today from Excellent Eggs. Whoa, there goes one of my dies. I don't want to lose those, huh? That would be bad. There we are. Okay, and then the one that we're really featuring is the Easter Lillies. This is absolutely gorgeous. I love the sketched images, and I want to show you the dies on these as they all come tumbling out. Let's see here. So we have the outline of the dies that these will work with. And then we also have where you can build a lily, which we're also going to do today. So they cut and they make this beautiful impression. I can't wait to show you that one. That is actually my favorite card. So anyway, let's go ahead and let's get started. And while I'm kind of setting up here, the other thing I want to mention to you guys, there is a die that I am using that isn't part of either of those two bundles. And I just wanted to mention it to you. I've been using it a lot. And it's in the Everyday Details bundle. And it's this little die right here. But look at these nest dies. You can say that 10 times fast. Even if you don't like the stamp set, the dies are pretty awesome. So I just want to share that with you. If you're looking to see where did she get that rectangle die, that is where I got it from, is from Everyday Details in the dies. Okay, let's start stamping. I'll get all my other stuff out of the way here. So the first card we have today is this one. Get my goodies together. It's actually a very simple card. I stamped in black, and you can see I already did some coloring even because I didn't want to keep you guys here all day long. And I'm not very good at coloring. It's not my forte, I guess you want to call it that. But it's easy enough to color just because there's not a lot of coloring, right? I know, aren't these beautiful? Beautiful. I love the artwork in this one. Okay, so with that being said, this is a piece of basic white thick cardstock cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. And then I have, oops, I forgot to emboss this. Ooh, I was not on my game, was I? This is a piece of basic white cut at 3 3/3 by 5. And this is that die that I cut from the Everyday Details. Now, I tell you what, I'm going to turn around really quick, talk amongst yourselves, and I'm going to go ahead and emboss this with the exposed brick embossing folder. Sorry about that. And I'd actually put it on the table, but I'm afraid of shaking that camera because I usually always do. But this is the folder. I really thought I had it all together. I'm so sorry, guys. All right. And lookity split. I love our embossing folders. This is one of my favorites because it's not too overpowering. Okay, back to coloring. So for the fern and the stems and the leaves, I used Old Olive as far as in our stamping blends. And then I'm going to use Daffodil Delight, the dark and the light, and also going to use probably the lighter red color in the Stampin' blends as well. And then we're going to stamp the sentiment in real red. So I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. We're going to do just some quick coloring here. When I mean quick, I mean quick. Oh, do you see the sun? I don't know if it's making a glare for you, but oh my gosh, that just felt so good. That in itself will boost my mood. And I tell you what, I need that right now. Oh my goodness. There we are. And then we're going to add a little bit of the dark. And I think I'm going to add it right from the bottom. There we go. And like so. And then I impressed everybody the other day because I remembered what the middle of the flower was called from science. Was it science, biology? The stamen of the flower. I was like, ooh, I'm so impressed. I actually remember one thing from high school. Oh gosh. And then I am going to go ahead and I'm going to take that off for a minute. We have Happy Easter, and using the Real Red ink, because I kind of wanted to pop with the color of the stamen of the flower, and ink that up. Hopefully we'll, whoop. Well, that didn't turn out so bad. I was holding my breath. Okay, we're gonna clean that off because I'm gonna need this again, I believe. And now we can go ahead and just assemble. So I need my dimensionals. That's the word. Oh my word. I tell you, today is just one of those days. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this onto the card base with dimensionals. We're going to do that. And then peel these puppies right off and then stick it to the card base. And then we're going to do a mix of gluing things on directly and some dimensionals on a couple of the flowers. First of all, I wanted to start out with this fern because he's kind of big and I just want to make sure I was going to have room for him. But I also want to make sure that I have room for my sentiment. So I'm going to just keep it there so I kind of know where I'm going to arrange the rest of my flowers. Uh-oh, come on. There we go. Let's say the glue isn't coming out of there. By the way, that is multi-purpose glue. I've learned a trick. I know I've shared this a few weeks in a row now, but I just want to make sure people know. This is multi-purpose glue, our green glue that I put into a cute little container, well, a bottle with a nice fine tip nozzle. And it's working out really well for me because I feel that the green glue bottle almost disperses too much glue and it kind of wastes it and it gets all over my hands. Then I'm a hot, sticky mess. I don't know about you guys. I got a love-hate with that stuff. But since I've been using it in that bottle, and thank you to Evelyn who got me my first bottle and even filled it for me, I really, really am enjoying using the glue now. In fact, I'm going to pack that with me when I go, so I have that as my adhesive. Okay, we're going to put this guy, let's see here. I guess right about there. Right about there. And I'm going to tuck him under, so we're just going to give him a little bit of multi-purpose glue. And put him right about there. And that's right, we got the stem, so you can get a little bit of glue here. And whoops, stick him, whoops. Oh no, everything's moving. And then we're gonna put this one right behind towards the top. Just like so. Isn't that pretty? And then we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put the, yeah, right about there. I'm gonna put the sentiment right about there. Need some more dimensionals. And then before we're done, of course, we need to add a little bit of sparkle, right? All right, there. And sparkle, where are we, sparkle? Well, I thought I had the embellishment here. Sugar. It ran away from me. As I'm digging in my little magic basket. Let me look one more time because it's probably hidden. Yep, there they are. There they are. I knew I was running low on them, so I got a fresh packet as well. We can't be without sparkle. All right, and then, whoa. This one's going to run away. These are so pretty. I'm going to give you guys a close-up of those. They just, I don't know. Yeah, aren't they pretty? Love it. Love it. Love it. And there we are. There is card number 1. What do you guys think of that one? Get you in the mood for Easter? Okay, let's go ahead to do card number 2. And here's card number 2. Let me grab all my goodies. All right. So for this one, we're using some vellum. I really like vellum, but I always forget to dig it out of my stash. Hey, Judy, thanks. So with that being said, we're almost, I think, using, except for the fern, the same pieces again. Let's go ahead and we'll color these real quick. I promise it won't take too long. And this again is the light old olive. I didn't want to go too dark because I still wanted to see the sketching or the artwork. And sometimes that dark old olive just kind of takes away from it. And there we go. There's our leaves. Got a couple stems. All right. And once again, we take our Daffodil Delight. Whoops, actually I'm going to use the brush tip. And then the same with this guy. How many of you find it relaxing to watch people color? I don't know, I think it's kind of fun. Especially when it's not me, because I just don't feel like, I don't know. There we go. Just a little, give it a little punch. Okay, now the other thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna set these aside for a minute. Hopefully I won't lose them on the floor. And by the way, this is a piece of old olive cardstock, cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of basic white that's cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And we're gonna go ahead and stick this inside the card. And then we're gonna do some embossing. Heat embossing, that is. I think I got everything out and ready to go. So as you can see on here, right here. Now also I'm gonna stamp the background on this, but we'll wait until I'm done doing the heat embossing. That way it'll give it a chance to cool down a little bit. Heat embossing is one of those things that I first learned when I started stamping, and I just thought it was so cool to watch it change and start to pop, right? How many of you, was this like one of your first techniques that you learned as you started to stamp? So we're going to take our Versamark pad. I'm going to change the sentiment to Hello Spring. And by the way, I think we're out of our white embossing powder right now. We'll see it back into our new annual catalog. But if you are looking for it, I believe right now it is unavailable, but temporarily unavailable. So don't panic if you're looking for it. Okay, we're gonna go ahead, ink this up. I call it the invisible ink, right? The invisible ink. And then we're gonna go ahead, give it just, whoops, just enough pressure. Hopefully, because I can't see it. That turned out okay. And then take our tray and our powder. Oh, it looks like it did come out. So, whoa, that came out fast. That's exactly why we use a tray. Yeah, that looks good. In fact, I'm going to give it just a little more here. Awesome. And there we are. And grab my heat tool here. People always ask, how do you know when it's done? And I always say, as soon as you start to see it change, right? Whoops. We'll get that into the picture here so you can see it. See how it's starting to change there? All right. And I think that looks perfect. What do you guys think? Okay, so let's bring this back while that's cooling off. And I need my old olive ink. So it's going to be tone on the old olive cardstock. And bring my fern in. And the other thing I want to do before I make a mess of this, I'm going to grab this guy here so we can clean up. Because I'm going to go ahead, I want to stamp right off the cardstock. And I just didn't want to get ink all over me as it's on the glass, because obviously it won't dry on the glass. It's a non-porous surface. All right. So I'm just doing this just because I felt like the background otherwise was kind of naked. We don't like naked backgrounds. And there we are. And I think one more on the bottom here. It's kind of like making our own designer series paper, right? And there we go. Just gives a little extra visual interest. I'm going to take this here, clean this off. Just like so. All right. Vellum is always tricky, right? For those of you who have worked with vellum before, it's really hard to not have the adhesive show. So as you can see on this card, a lot of this vellum is not stuck to the card. But it is only a card, right? We're not building a brick house or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my seal and I'm going to put a little bit in the middle where I believe my flowers are going to go. So they're going to hide that, because see how that shows? It's not super pretty, right? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to work around where we just placed the adhesive. I'm going to go ahead and again grab my wonderful dimensionals. Whoops. And pop them up on the card. So, so pretty. There we are. And I think this we're going to put directly to the vellum with a little bit of multi-purpose glue. And the same with the stem. Put that into place. And let's see. Oh, I almost went. No, we'll be able to fit them in. I'll tell you what, let's see if we can scoot that over just a smidge. There we are. Okay. I think we're going to be okay. And there we are. And then once again, I know I had linen thread on here. I didn't bring the linen thread over, so I'll just add that later. But definitely have to have bling. And there we are. And that is card number 2. What do you guys think of that one? Isn't that pretty? And by the way, thank you for the hugs. You're awesome. Thank you, Carol. Okay, let's go ahead and do the last card, which is my favorite card. Let's see here. If I could do a drum roll, I would. Here is the card. So this is where I use the builder for the lily. So I wanted to show you guys how to put that together. Because I was a little bit perplexed at first. I was like, okay, what am I doing with this? But the one thing that I did do, because I was thinking about, I cut way too many pieces, but I wanted to make sure I had what I needed in case of a mistake. The one thing that I did do, because I wasn't sure if I was going to watercolor with these. So I cut these, isn't it pretty? I cut these out with watercolor paper, our watercolor paper. And that is, I think, like 100-pound weight paper. What's really cool about it is that it does have a little, let's see if you guys can see it, a little bit of texture to it. And it's not really white, but it's not really vanilla, right? So I was like, you know what? Even though I decided just to do some coloring with the daubers, which we'll do in a minute, I just felt like I loved the weight of the paper and the way it cut the impression out. So I decided just to keep my pieces with the watercolor paper. I just thought it was really cool. So with that, I'll show you all these little pieces here and the leaves. The leaves I cut, whoops, you guys can't see that. That would help if you could see it, right? Oopsie. So this is Granny Apple Green. And like I said, this is watercolor paper. This is Balmy Blue cardstock and basic white cardstock. This is Balmy Blue and white, and this is from the Hot Air Balloon 6x6 paper pack. So let's go ahead and get some of the basics out of the way. So first of all, this is a piece, like I said, of Balmy Blue, cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. And then we have our piece of basic white for the liner of the card. And this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And we're going to go ahead and put that in there just like so. And then this piece is cut at, and I forgot to write down the measurements. Whoa, I just whacked the camera. Okay, this is 3 inches. The DSP is 3 inches by 5.5. And this is 3 1/4 inches by 5.5. And we're going to layer these together. Isn't that side pretty too? I almost thought about using that side. I was like, ooh, I like that. My colors are pastels though. I just love the soft colors. I'm going to go ahead and layer that on like so. And then we're going to attach it by centering it-ish on the card. Just like that. Excuse me. Okay, now what we're going to do is color these guys before we go ahead and put them all together. So let's see here. We got our little stamens. We have the underside of the flower. Okay, I'm going to set these over here. So I'm going to grab Lemon Lime Twist and Lemon Lolly. In fact, I'm going to put this over here. And grab my daubers. I haven't used daubers in a long time. Have you guys used your daubers lately? Okay, so the first, whoa, I don't want to lose that. The first color I'm going to use is the Lemon Lime Twist. And we're just going to lightly just kind of follow the flower. Just like that. And if you decide you want it a little darker, then go for it, right? And let's see this one as well. There we go. And then I'm going to, for that middle of the flower, the little stamen here, we're going to go at it just a little bit more with the ink. Hopefully, there we go. I should have moved the camera so it would cover the area closer to me here. I have a tendency to do that, then I hog it, and you guys are like, what are you doing? I can't see it. Okay, there we go. And then Lemon Lolly. There we are. Ooh, isn't that pretty? I'll show you guys here. just like that. And then this one here. I'm gonna give it just a little bit more. Okay, there we are. Oh, I forgot this guy. So we need to color him up a little bit too. And just a little ink along the edge and a little bit in the middle. There we go. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and assemble these guys. Now, first of all, I better get the ink out of the way. Otherwise, that could be a disaster. And then going to need that balmy blue next. So what I did is I took the V, and then actually let's do this. Let's grab the glue dots and see if this will work. So I just took some glue dots. We're gonna go ahead and center that on top. And then put a couple glue dots. Let's see here, whoops. It's gonna stick to my finger. And that right there. And then the bottom piece. I'm gonna put a couple for good measure. And there we go, there's one flower. Isn't that cool? I love the way it comes together so easily. I was just like, oh my gosh. And then, again, let's see, there we go. Make sure it's gonna stick right on there. And then again, the middle of the flower with a couple more glue dots. Isn't this awesome? And I was kind of intimidated by the builder dies, if you want to call them that. I'm not much of a gardener, so the whole thing about knowing my flowers, I really don't. I kind of fake it. But once I figured out how to put these together, I was like all giddy. Okay, now I'm gonna clean this up a little bit, just so we don't get that ink on the back of our card. And then I'm gonna go ahead and bring the card back in. And I'm gonna put these on, I think with dimensionals. Let's do that. That'll really help the watercolor paper stick to the cardstock. So there's that. And then just like so. Whoops. And I'm going to put this one like that. And then I cut out a whole bunch of leaves, and I just kind of thought, well, we'll wing it. Stick them here or there. Whoops. And again, I'm just going to use glue dots and then just put a little pressure underneath. Whoops. I don't know. Let me see here. We'll put one there. And let's see. Maybe one there. A little different from the other card. And boy, these glue dots are hard to see sometimes. It's like you need just to be just in the right light, right? Okay, and then there we are. And a couple more. I'll stick this one. I just don't want him to get squished once we put him in an envelope, you know. And then one more. And then we'll add the sentiment. Okay, whoops. There we go. I don't know, what do you guys think of that? Kind of cool, huh? Kind of fun. Very springy. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my Happy Easter and the die that I cut out from the Everyday Details, my Balmy Blue ink, and hopefully, ooh, that came out perfect. I'm so happy. It's the little things, you know. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attach that right there with dimensionals. I'm so predictable. Okay. Alrighty, and here we go. Now, I didn't on the last card, but you know, like I said, we always need bling, right? Let's add a little bit of that beautiful bling. I'm gonna put one there. Let's see. Whoa, I lost him. He wanted to go rogue. And we'll put one right there. In fact, we're gonna add one, or actually a couple, to this card because I forgot to add bling to this one. And there we go. And that is card number 3. Let me bring back the other 2 here. Let's see. So we have this card and the old olive card and the balmy blue card. I don't know. Which is your favorite, you guys? Whoops. It's kind of cut them off, didn't I? Poor thing. And then, just to show you guys a couple of other cards that we did make. Now, this is actually from the Excellent oh my gosh, what was it again? Excellent Eggs. Excellent Eggs. Thank you so much, Debbie. So there was this card and then also this card. Like I said, that was from the other bundle, but we had a good time getting into the Easter stuff. And isn't this cute little bunny? Isn't he adorable? I love it. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to post these so that you'll be able to look at them a little bit more again. And like I said, go ahead and visit my blog. If you have any questions as far as the items that we used today and all of that good stuff. And if you have questions, let me know. I'm here to help. Otherwise, you guys have a great rest of your day. And I will see you here throughout the week as we get into On Stage and I give you guys some sneak peeks of what is in store with the new annual catalog. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. And I will not be here next Sunday. I know I said that last week. I was like, no, wait a minute. I'm going to be here Sunday. But next Sunday, the 17th, which is St. Patrick's Day, I will be flying home from Houston. So I will not be doing a live that day. I decided not to worry about recording anything in advance, but we're going to be sharing some fun things, so I think I'll make it up to you that way. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. Thanks again. Bye-bye.